Hey, welcome to the NWGA, Al Smith, Alpha Insurance, Pickem Week 8. We got Paul back with us this week. Benton and I will here with you as usual. Paul, you look tan, man.
Yeah, it's been a few days on the beach. I figure Benton's going to be pretty tan himself here about this time next week.
Oh yeah. All right, guys, you guys ready to jump into it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let me increase the size here so everybody can see it. Kind of a smaller schedule this week. I know the schedule next week is like super small. I think there's only 12 games next Friday night around the area.
Man.
Wow.
But yeah, we will start with the 7A Carrollton Trojans on the road at East Coweta. Carrollton only a 6-point favorite.
Man, 6-point favorite on the road. I ain't believing it. Give me the Trojans and more than 6.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Carrollton as well. I don't know a whole lot about East Coweta. I know it's on the road, so I think it's going to be fairly close. But I think Carrollton gets the win.
Yeah, I think I glanced at East Coweta before we came on. I think they're top 15 team, maybe top 12 team, but yeah, I think Carrollton gets them by more than 6. I know it's like the CBS Peachtree TV game of the week, maybe.
When you say Coweta, it makes me think of the Twister movie because that's where the grandmother or the mother lived. Where they all ate breakfast that time.
Yeah.
How it got destroyed. Anyway, sorry, not meant to embarrass Coweta there, Coweta County. They're 5-1.
We'll jump down to 6A. East Paulding Raiders, man, they're on a roll this year, but hosting Langston Hughes this week. Langston Hughes, 30-point favorite.
You know what? I love the Raiders. I love East Paulding. I think they've had a good year, but Aaron Nolan, man, and that crew that they got down there at Langston Hughes, we've seen it before. We're probably going to see it again. I think 3-4 touchdowns probably.
Yeah, I agree. East Paulding playing at home may give them a little bit of a boost, but they may keep it within the spread. But Langston Hughes is gonna definitely pull off the victory.
Yeah, I know there's no such thing as a victory when you lose, but I think if East Paulding keeps it within 28, I think they'll feel pretty good about themselves heading into next week. South Paulding picked up their first win last week on the road at Manchester, New Manchester. South Paulding 4-point favorites.
So New Manchester, not
right. New Manchester, not the Manchester, but
not old Manchester.
Yeah, I'm trying to put. I think South Paulding gets a pretty big win here. I think they're going to win it by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about New Manchester, so I'm going to go with the South Paulding favored by 4. I'm going to go with South Paulding.
Yeah, I think South gained a little confidence last week with that win. I know I picked against them last week, and they had something to prove, and they came out and won. Got in the win column. I think they get another one this Friday night. Paulding County hosting Douglas County. Douglas County, 35-point favorite.
Wow. Is it the same Douglas County that I know from a few years back?
Yeah, it's the same one. It's the same one that beat Langston Hughes a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that I remember when Douglas was just not the powerhouse that they are. I mean, I'll take Douglas. Are they the Astros?
I'm thinking of the Tigers, maybe. You're thinking Douglas High School from Atlanta.
Gotcha. All right.
This is the Tigers. This is the Tigers from Douglas.
Okay, makes sense. There's a lot of schools, 457 of them.
Yeah. And you looked at every one of them today on that list.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll take Douglas County.
Yeah. I hate to pick against South Paulding, but or Paulding, but I'm going to go with Douglas.
This one was probably the most surprising odd of the week when I was putting them together. Rome Wolves 6-point favorites at Sequoia. Sequoia is actually the number 13th ranked team in 6A.
And Rome is going to win by 24. Rome's rolling, man. On the road, they're going to get them. Write it down.
There you go. Well, I think Rome is rolling. I think Sequoia is a good football team, and it's at Sequoia, so I'm going to say Rome by 10 to 14.
Yeah, I think I looked at at Twitter last week, and it was like 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, and Rome was up 52-0 on Woodstock. Yeah, Wolves on a roll, man. I think they win by. I'm gonna say 35.
Oh,
man, I like it. Put it out there.
Cass, 5A, big 5A contest. Cass 1-0 in the region. At Cartersville, 1-0 also. Purple Hurricanes 23-point favorites.
Purple Hurricanes got them a big win last week, and they're going to get another. I like probably 21 points. I'm going to go with a hurricane warning.
yeah. Cartersville's probably riding high with that big comeback win over Calhoun. And, I like Cass, but I can't pick against Cartersville in this one.
Yeah, I think coming back like that last weekend was probably the best thing that could have happened to them, man. I know they got the mole on their side now, and get past Cass here. I mean, Cass could pull the upset. I mean, Cass is a great team, but
oh yeah,
I'm gonna go Cartersville 3 touchdowns at home. Here's another little surprising stat of the night. Calhoun at Hiram. Hiram is a 2-point favorite. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but Hiram was a 37.5-point favorite last year and beat Calhoun in Calhoun.
New year, and this may be a cop-out because it's only a 2-point spread, but it is an upset, as the numbers say. But, I like Calhoun to win this game by about 14. I think Calhoun wins this one 2 touchdowns.
I think it all depends on how Calhoun bounces back. Up by 17 against Cartersville, end up losing it at the end on the road. I'm going to go with Calhoun, but I think it's super, super close.
Yeah, my head tells me to go with Calhoun just from tradition. But, man, after seeing Hiram last week and that offensive line they have, I mean, they got some dudes on the offensive line, a couple of D1 prospects, and they're huge. And if you can't throw the ball against Hiram, I don't think you're going to beat them this year. Dalton has some success throwing the ball early. I'm going to go the Hornets at home. Dalton, 0-1 in the region. At Woodland, 0-1. Dalton, 24-point favorites.
Yeah, I like that spread. I think Woodland keeps it close for a little bit, and then Dalton pulls away and goes to 1-1 in the region.
Yeah, I agree 100%, Benton. I think Woodland may keep it close for a while. Dalton may be stinging a little bit off that loss, but I think as the game wears on, Dalton pulls away late.
Yeah, I think the Wildcats are looking to be spoilers now, and Dalton has to be careful. Well, they still have playoff hopes in front of them. I like Dalton, maybe by a little closer than the 24, maybe 20. Thursday night game, I believe. Northwest Whitfield at Southeast Whitfield. Northwest Whitfield is a 35-point favorite.
Yeah, I like Northwest in this one, visiting their brother over there on the other side of Whitfield County. I like Northwest pretty big here.
Yeah, I agree, Benton. I think Northwest Whitfield by about that. I think by about that same spread right there.
Yeah, another great comeback win for the Bruins last week, down 20 at half to Sonoraville. Came back and won 21-20. Still keeps their home playoff game hopes alive. Still alive for a region championship. I think they get it done Thursday against Southeast. Heritage 1-0 in the region at Cedartown 0-1. Cedartown 27-point favorite.
I think Cedartown still got enough to get by Heritage. Although I think 27 is getting up there. I think probably more like 17 to 20.
Cedartown's not had the year go the way they wanted to go. I think they're mad about it. I think they're at home. And as much as I like and respect Heritage, I think Cedartown wins big.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think Heritage keeps it close for a while. I think Cedartown pulls away at the end. I like Cedartown by about that 27. Central with a huge win last week, man. 1-0 in the region at Sonoraville. Sonoraville 0-1. Central 32-point favorites.
Yeah, I think Central just probably got a little too much talent. Sonoraville's been one of those teams, man, that's kind of rose to the occasion a few times. I don't know if they're climbing the roller coaster hill or if they're going over the other side of it. I mean, they're kind of up and down. I think Central is just too good. I think it'll be a tough challenge, and Central probably wins by about 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree. Central's just too much talent. They're on a roll, and I think Central wins. Pretty handily.
Central may be one of those teams. I've never been to Central, but it may be one of those teams where if they get second or third round, I might be taking a trip to Central Carroll.
Yeah, I saw that back they had Walton. He had 5 touchdowns last week against Cedartown.
Wait.
And they had the quarterback that can throw the ball. So, man, when I first saw this spread, I wanted to hit that button. Because I know that Phoenix play well at home. Jackson Pate, but yeah, I think the lines are just too strong this year. I think they're going to keep it closer than 32, though.
I could see that.
Ridgeland at Adairsville. Adairsville 35-point favorites.
Something tells me that it's going to be closer than 35, but I'm going to give Adairsville a comfortable win. I think probably more like 21 to 24.
Yeah. Adairsville wins comfortably. I'm not sure they win by that much, but they win comfortably.
Yeah, the Tigers have been one of the best teams over the last couple of weeks, quietly gone about putting up big halftime leads. You'll look down at halftime and they'll be up 35-0, and the final end up being like 42-20 or something. But I think pretty much the same MO this week. They're going to jump out big early and hang on to win. Another Thursday night game. Ringgold at Coahulla Creek. Ringgold 1-2 in the region. Coahulla Creek is 2-1. Ringgold 8-point favorites.
I think this is an interesting game. I think Coahulla can be right there, but they're going to have to play their best game. I think Ringgold is just a couple smidges better, and I like Ringgold to get it done on the road at the Creek.
Yeah. I really like Coahulla Creek. I like, what they've been doing the last couple of years, and really respect them. But I think Ringgold covers this one.
Yeah, if you look at it, this is really a playoff game for these two, I believe. With Coahulla Creek losing to Gordon Lee last week and Ringgold losing to Bremen, I think whoever loses this game has their back to the wall down the stretch. I'm gonna go Ringgold. I think it's gonna be closer than 8. LFO 0-3 in the region at Gordon Lee 2-1. Gordon Lee 21-point favorites.
I think I think that 21 is probably about spot on. I think Gordon Lee's getting better and better, and I think Gordon Lee's going to be a playoff team.
I agree. I think Gordon Lee's going to be a playoff team too. They're very young. They had some bumps and bruises early, but they are getting experience and better every week. And I think Gordon Lee wins this one by, I would say about that 21-point spread.
And I'm going to make it a trifecta. I'm going to go with the Trojans also, man. Bremen, 3-0 in the region at Lafayette. Lafayette 0-3. Bremen is an 18-point favorite.
Yeah, I just think Bremen don't have too much. Bremen's been impressive. One of those schools that we talked about earlier in the year that could be a front runner, and they look to be. Um, I am not that I'm not giving Lafayette or Cahola Creek next week a chance, but I'm looking forward to that 10-27 matchup at Adairsville. I think that's going to be your de facto region championship right there.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bremen gets it done, and I think they get it done, by somewhere in that 14 to 21 point range.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested to see how that game goes, though, because Bremen's been a totally different team away from home. I mean, unbeatable at Bremen. They put up some good scores, against Gordon Lee. I mean, they absolutely dominated Gordon Lee at home. And then they go on the road and they struggled. But I think they win, but I think it's within the 18.
Sometimes you just go on the road and struggle.
Yeah. Gilmer, man, at Lumpkin 31-point favorites.
That Lumpkin squad, man, they really that line of scrimmage, man. I watched a couple games. Their line of scrimmage is really good. And they got some big backs, and they can move it around, throw it around. I like Lumpkin, and I'll probably be saying that a lot coming up.
Yeah, Lumpkin big, Lumpkin by 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lumpkin also. The bad thing is the 4th seed out of 6 AAA gets them first round of the playoffs. Dawson County at Pickens County, toss up.
Who says? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know which Pickens team is going to show. I don't know a lot about Dawson County as far as what they got coming back and everything. I am interested to see what Massey says. That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I think they're both sitting at 1-5 right now.
Massey has Dawson by 2 touchdowns. So I'll go with Dawson by 10.
I'm going to go with Pickens at home. Backs against the wall, home game. So I'm going to go with Pickens at home.
It is time for Pickens to win about 5 straight.
I was about to say, this is the exact same time last year that Pickens went on a run. They were sitting in the same spot last year, and they went on a run. I'm going to go Pickens at home.
Oh, man.
Model Blue Devils, 0-1 in the region, heading up to Fannin. Fannin 1-0. Fannin a 2-point favorite.
Oh, man. I kind of went back and forth on my thoughts on this one. I think the fact that it's at Fannin means a little bit. I think Fannon's an improved team. I like that. Cheatham up there, and give me Fannin by a touchdown. Close one.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a war. And I'm going to pick Fannin just because it's at Fannin.
Yep. I think Fannin has the best home field advantage, man. Hard place to play, especially in a close game like this. I know they got some payback from last year. They were embarrassed down in Model. I'm going to go Fannin by a touchdown also. North Murray on the road at Gordon Central. North Murray 35-point favorites.
Yeah, I think they get out too early.
Yeah, Skylar Williams there. I think Skylar Williams had another 4 or 5 touchdowns in the first half, and it'd be over by halftime.
Yeah, just too much offensive firepower and talent for North Murray. That's North Murray big.
Rockmart 21-point favorites at Haralson County.
I guarantee you Harrison's going to try to hit Rockmart in the mouth, and you know they're going to give their best effort, but I think the Rockmart speed is just going to be too much to contain.
Yeah, same here. I think Harrelson's going to give it their all. They're going to play physical, but Rockmart's just got too much talent.
Yeah, I can't remember the kid's name right off the top of my head, but they said Rockmart made a quarterback change last week. Put J.D. Drew at tailback. The kid that stepped in at quarterback looked really good. Rockmart's rolling right now. I like them by at least 21. Here's a surprising little stat here. Pepperell at Armurchie. Armurchie is a 2-point favorite.
I've seen both teams. It's at Armurchie. The difference in the game is going to be, I believe, is going to be line of scrimmage and the ability for Pepperell to bust the long play. And I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to take Pepperell on the road by a smidge, maybe 7-10.
Man, yeah, this is a big game for both of these teams as far as the playoffs go. And, our Mercy coming off a big win there at Chattooga. Pepperell coming off a bye week at our Mercy. Man, I kind of want to thank our Mercy, but it's kind of my heart's going our Mercy, but my head's going Pepperell. I think Pepperell maybe, like Ben said, I think Pepperell's got a little more explosiveness, and that's going to be the difference in the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at this game Friday night, so I got to be careful here. This is youth football night, but
He'll be hanging around, huh?
yeah. I think the key for Pepperell is going to be Eric Jensen, man. I love that kid, the way he plays. Oh, yeah. Game changer. I like Pepperell in a close one. Coosa visiting Tryon 35-point favorites.
Yeah, I think Tryon gets out to an early lead and no pun intended, calls off the dog.
Yeah, I mean, Tryon's going to win. Coming off a really hard-fought game against Dade County, I think Tryon's got some bumps and bruises off that game. But still too much firepower for Coosa, and Tryon wins big.
Agree. Chattooga at Darlington. Darlington 35-point favorite.
If it ends up at 35, it'll be late. I think Chattooga's got enough to hang around for a little while. It just depends on if they could slow Darlington down and finish off some drives. I think they have enough athletes to hang around there. I think Darlington wins probably pretty comfortably, probably 21 to 24-point victory.
Yeah, I mean, man, at Darlington, Chattooga coming off another kind of hard-fought loss. I just the thing that has stood out to me about Chattooga this year is they cannot stop people. The defense just cannot stand, and I don't think they're going to be able to stop Darlington at all. So I'm going to go with Darlington. Pretty big.
Yeah, they have a lot of playmakers down there in Darlington. They got the speed to hang with Chattooga. I like Darlington. Maybe Chattooga keeps it just a little closer than 35, but I don't expect it to be a close ball game.
No, especially not late.
Yeah, the other night when we were having our show about the GHSA power rankings, this is the first game that came to mind. I was thinking to myself, Coach Finley already knows how to work the power rankings. You've got 5A, Forest Park at Bowden. Bowden is a 35-point favorite, and that's being generous.
Bowden's going to get them you said 5A? They're going to get them a 14-point game right here, at least.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Lawrence. Coach Finley and those guys, they know what they're doing, and they've scheduled some tough competition. They haven't won every game they've played. Obviously, they had a loss or two early, but against really good competition that is not in their classification, and I think that has prepared them for this kind of stretch run. I think they get a big win against a big school this week, and I think that propels them into a huge region kind of schedule. And I think Bowden's going to roll from here on out.
Yeah, I think them and Rome right now are playing probably the best of any two teams that we follow. I mean, they're just clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Bowden big. Heard County opened up region play this week, man, trying to secure at least a number 3 seed. 23-point favorites on the road at Crawford County.
I like Heard in this one. I think they get another victory here. Crawford County just not going to be enough for her this night.
Yeah. I said this the last time I was on the show a couple of weeks ago. Herd didn't get off to the start they wanted to, and I think that's left a bad taste in their mouth. And I think at this point in the year, I think they're gonna start putting some things together. So I've got Herd County in this one.
Yeah, over the next 3 weeks, man, they play the games that really count, and I think they'll be ready this Friday night. I think they get Crawford on the road. Might be a little closer than 23, but I think they get the win. Christian Heritage at Mount Pisgah. Mount Pisgah, 12-point favorite.
Yeah, I think I seen Mount Pisgah in the previous weeks. I've seen a few highlights. I think Mount Pisgah gets a win here. I think 2 touchdowns is about right.
Yeah, I kind of agree, Benton. I mean, this Mount Pisgah being at home, I think Christian Heritage has the talent and the coaching to keep it close for a little while, but I think Mount Pisgah by 10-17.
Yeah, I know the goal for Christian Heritage here this week is stay healthy because they go to Bowden next Friday night for a game that counts, and they need all the horses in the stable for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I like Mount Pisgah on the road. Mount Vernon is a ranked team, I think, in D2 or D1, not sure which one, but they're at Mount Zion, and Mount Vernon is a 22-point favorite.
Yeah, I think it's about right. I think Mount Vernon comes in and leaves with the ranking and about a 21-point win.
Yeah, I think Mount Zion plays hard, especially at home. I think they keep it close for a while, but Mount Vernon I think pulls away at the end.
Yeah, I think this is Mount Zion's last tune-up game too before they get Christian Heritage and Bowden. So, I think they'll play tough. I think Mount Vernon gets them though at home there. All right, guys, that concludes week 8. Man, it was good having the whole crew together.
Yes, sir.
And I guess I'll be back on here solo Friday night unless Paul wants to join me for a little bit.
I may jump on depending on how quick I get home from Darlington. I'll try to get on if I can.
Or if Ben wants to join me from poolside.
I very well might. You never know with me.
Yeah.
I'll have my freezer ready. I'll just put my phone in the freezer like I did last time. I'm telling you, it was getting hot and it was shutting down, and I put it in the freezer for 5 minutes, and that sun gun came right back on to work. Anyway,
all right,
I'll have something prepared, and I'll at least talk about the games that I watch. There's a few games that I'm gonna try to view.
You're gonna hear Paul there on the play-by-play, huh? You can listen to Paul from Darlington.
Yeah, I'll definitely have Paul on one of the screens there. And,
I may give you a shout out there, Ben.
Sounds good. That'd be great. And I've enjoyed listening to Paul. I go back and watch it all the time. So
appreciate it.
yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all Friday night.